What's up, everyone? Hope you all are doing well. Today we have a story from our relationship advice, where OP's husband disregards his wife allergy.
I know this is a red flag, but
How red?
my husband knowingly did something that would cause my medical condition to flare up. I have suffered from eczema for about 10 years. In the past, I have had anywhere from mild to moderately severe flare-ups, but in the past year, I have finally gotten it under control to the point I actually don't have hardly any flare-ups anymore. Part of the solution to my eczema that I found was turning off our water softener. I know that is not the case for everyone, and some people say that soft water is actually better for eczema, but that is not the case with my skin. In fact, I experimented with it multiple times and proved that it did in fact cause flare-ups for me. Cut to approximately 6 months ago. I started noticing the itchiness increasing and a few small flare-ups. I checked the water softener and lo, and behold, it was turned on again. I asked my husband about it, and he had some reasoning or another that he preferred the soft water and joked that he wanted to see if it was just in my head. I was very angry, and we got in a fight about it. I told him that this obviously is not in my head as I had the flare-ups and itchiness to prove it. I told him to please never turn it on again, and he apologized and agreed. I cannot for the life of me remember if we unplugged the machine or just turned it off.
Cut to yesterday.
Got out of the shower and felt the slimy/itchy feeling that comes with soft water. Immediately went and looked at the water softener, and it was plugged in and on. I was absolutely irate and also heartbroken. I immediately confronted him, but he completely denies turning it on. We do not live with anyone else, no kids or roommates or anything. We did have a guy inspecting gas lines recently in our basement, which is in the same room as the water softener. His dad also is at our house from time to time and is very much a nosy busybody type, who also has slight dementia. I would not be completely shocked if his dad messed with it, as he has a history of similar things. So there is a small chance that one of those people actually did plug it in or mess with it. But my gut is honestly that he's lying to me and that he did this again. But I also can't wrap my head around the fact that he would knowingly do something that would cause me physical discomfort and pain. I want to believe him, but I think there is probably a 75% chance it was him. What I have done so far, I unplugged the machine and put a note on the cord saying, "Do not plug in." I explained to him very clearly that it is not funny, it's not okay to test me like that, and that it causes me lots of discomfort. I explained all of this and told him very plainly that if it is ever plugged in again, that I would be filing for divorce, as he would knowingly be putting my health and comfort at risk. My question is, I know this is a red flag, and I will 100% be on alert for other signs. But how red are we talking? Does this count as like emotional or even physical abuse? Or is it just a little squall or misunderstanding between two people who prefer different things? Like I said, I know it's not okay. I just want to know how bad this is. Anyone's helpful opinions appreciated. Or any advice for anything else I should do at this point. Thank you in advance for added context. Our relationship otherwise is good, not perfect, but mostly good. He is what I would consider a good person for the most part, although he is not a perfect partner. But no history of mental or physical abuse. The worst of it from his side is disrespect at times and being selfish or inconsiderate. All things that lots of partners struggle with. Just added that for context.
Since you said it yourself that the relationship most of the time is good, I personally think this is just a misunderstanding things. This next story comes from our relationships.
How can I navigate guilt and trust issues in a relationship?
Hi.
I'm 23F, my partner 22. This is my first relationship, let's name him A. At the start of our relationship, I was friends with a guy named B.
Even before that, TBH.
We were like best friends, but when I got into the relationship with A, and he asked me to leave him and not talk to him at all, I left him completely. Fast forward to 6 months, A would pick fights over him if he saw B in public, since we go to same uni. Like, what was it? What did you guys spoke about, etc. etc. Guaranteed I used to take night walks with B and we spoke about life, but nothing happened, and I left it all after A asked me to. Never spoke to B after that. But these discussions would happen, and I would break down because A is an overthinker, but I loved him, and I'm at the end of the day, he loves me too. So I did whatever he said I should do to keep our relationship peaceful. Fast forward to 9 months. I ended up in an abusive household where my roommates were abusing me, and as my day got closer to moving out, they harassed me more, calling me names in living room and whatnot. I am a very anxious person. I suffer from a lot of anxiety, and the situation was bad to the point I would cry to my BF that I don't want him to drop me home. I can't enter the house, I can't sleep in the house. He knew my situation and supported me through it because every little thing I did was scrutinized, and I would cry of panic attacks and outburst and break down suffocating. He couldn't take me to his place as he lives with his parents and they are strict. One night I cried a lot because, as usual, in the living room chaos started. It was basically 5 versus 1 me. I called my boyfriend 11 times. He was tired the entire day, but I needed support. I called multiple of my friends across the continent, but they didn't pick up. At last, IDK what happened to me, but I needed to get out of the house for some time because of the way they were abusing. I called B. He showed up, I talked about house matter, and cried my eyes out. I broke down. Nothing more happened. He asked me to go home later till everyone went to sleep. After this, I didn't know how to tell A about it, and A hates B. I ended up telling it later on, and A wanted to end the relationship, called me a cheater, and basically accused me of lying, and I don't deny it. I didn't know how to tell him, and I tried, and I failed each time. But yes, I'm in the wrong, and now IDK because A is not okay, and I love him so much, but he is right. If I loved him, I would never call B, and moreover, I would never hide it from me. IDK what to do anymore. He still wants me, but the guilt is destroying me that I can't show my face to him anymore. I can't see him hurt like this, and I feel ending the relationship is better because I can't see him hurt this way while he still wants me and is pushing and pulling me, and I'm very confused. Then I decided to reach out to B about whether or not I was telling the truth about our interactions or no. I broke down. I didn't want to drag B into trouble, but when I said that, I said, if there's nothing to hide, why am I getting worried? Dragged entire day with argument. I broke down and cried because I love him a lot. Eventually, he verified what I said was true, and then he said he is still very hurt. First, he asked me to love him, then he asked me to end the relationship, and this is how push and pull went. I genuinely believe I am a cheater. IDK what to do anymore. He asked me to never contact me again, which I'm okay with, but yes, he first had me the ultimatum that if I left him verify the truth from B, then only he will continue dating, or else the relationship ends there. I had a breakdown. IDK. I didn't have anything to hide, but my anxiety topped. IDK anymore. I'm upset also because A went on to say how he is not enough for me, how he couldn't do stuff for me, and I had to rush to be IDK how to deal with guilt anymore. TLDR. I seeked emergency support from a guy my BF hates and asked me to not speak with, and I ended up getting anxious not being able to tell him, which damaged our relationship.
In my opinion, I don't see anyone in particular being wrong since the boyfriend didn't pick up after 11 times. And out of everyone, that one guy's is there to support her. I don't know. It is up to O.P. how she wants to proceed. This next story comes from r/dating advice.
Should I bring up finances early in a new relationship? I've recently started dating someone, and things are going well, but I'm not sure when or how to bring up finances. We're both in our 30s, and I know financial compatibility is important. In past relationships, we often avoided money talk until it became a problem, and I want to avoid that this time around. I'm pretty stable financially and recently had a small cash boost from a bet I placed, which worked out better than expected, so I'm in a good spot. But I'd like to know if we're aligned on financial goals and habits sooner rather than later, especially since I've seen how money differences can cause problems down the line. I don't want to come off as too serious too quickly, but it's also hard not to think about how money impacts a relationship. For those of you who've navigated this, when do you think it's appropriate to start discussing finances? Is it better to bring it up early to avoid surprises, or wait until things are more serious to avoid scaring them off? Any advice on how to approach this naturally would be super helpful.
It really depends on yourself. If you feel comfortable enough to talk about it, you can avoid partners you might not want. But if you're scared of scaring your significant other off, nothing wrong with hold that information for a while. Just don't invest too much to avoid things you might not want to happen. This next story comes from r/dating advice.
Got rejected by 5 girls, what to do next? Honestly, by this I almost see no hope in relationship. First girl I proposed beat me with scale and left me unanswered. Second girl was senior, she said she is not into me. Third girl I proposed also said no to me, and fourth girl I was really in love with her, she proposed to my best friend. And then fifth girl was my last hope. I tried my best, she was also kind of talkative around me, so I gave my best, but she rejected me. Then I tried to make fifth girl fall in love with me. I tried so hard, but her answer was always a no. And it's not like I look bad, so many people have complimented my looks. Everyone asks me, you must be having too many girlfriends, and all my friends have girlfriend. I really feel underconfident. I am not able to study because of this. I can't really afford a therapy. I feel so shit for having no girlfriend at the age of 20. I have one goal in my life, but I feel like even if I achieve my goal, I will regret that I never actually enjoyed my young age. During the time in which I was trying so hard to make fifth girl fall in love with me, I caught a mental illness and I am eating antipsychotics. My goal was destroyed because of this medicine. I have so few friends now. I am so lonely. I feel like a loser, and I don't even feel like pursuing my dream/goal anymore. Someone help me with this.
Sometimes things can take a long time to be successful. What was that saying? Rome wasn't built in a day. So failure in life is a common thing. Learn from it and improve from it. Big thanks to everyone who watched to the end. I really appreciate the support. And please hit the subscribe button.